What up everyone, it's your man Xman87 here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series video, and what I have for you today is the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Haslab G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra His Tank review. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like, rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's go! First we are going to take a look at the figures, starting with the His Tank team. Taking a look at figure number 99 in the line, and it's the Cobra His Driver, and it's an all-new sculpt from what I could tell. I love the red and black color combo. The glossy finish makes the armored parts pop within the black, and then you get some blue and silver to add more vibrancy, like the vest, visor, and such. It really stands out, and the paint apps are so clean. Speaking of clean, the control panel paint apps came drawn out so crisp. For accessories, he comes with a handgun, and you could just store it in his holster or have him hold it. Then he comes with what looks to be a bayonet SMG, I guess you want to call it. It does have a removable mag, and the design, I guess, is cool. But my only thing is, alright, if you look at the packaging here, you can see his hand is cupped right underneath the SMG, and there's no blade whatsoever right there. So the blade is actually right here. I feel like they needed to extend, you know, the body of the SMG right here, I guess you want to call it. You know, I don't know my gun parts like that, but you see what I mean? It's like he's gonna have to cup the blade, and that makes no sense. He's a driver, right? So you don't want your tank driver to have a sliced hand. You want to rely on your tank driver here, and yeah, you know what I mean? Just make it make sense. Besides the trigger hands, he does come with these closed fists that are like power punching gloves, I guess you want to say. I would recommend removing the control panel, because if you put this on, it's going to pretty much rub against the control panel, causing it to chip paint. So I did wish they gave him the traditional C-grip hands. That way it looks more natural when he's navigating the tank. I'm not going to go over articulation with every figure, but it's what you come to expect from G.I. Joe Classified Series. Everything moves well. I have no complaints. I'm even surprised that the legs here are not super tight, being that it has a lot of heavy sculpture going on here. So I feel like they made it easy for you to get him into seated poses in the tank. And I even like that he has an ankle swivel right there. It blends well with the thigh-high armored plating right here. So it's a very good articulate figure. Figure number 100 is the Cobra Hydra Tactician. Hydra? Hold up. I meant his. Cobra His Tactician. My bad. Got too much Marvel Comics stored in my brain. So the Cobra His Tactician is, or was, the early bird special, where you got to vote multiple colors, and this one was the winner. I voted purple. Which one did you guys vote for? I voted purple because I love the Techno Vipers, and I'm glad that they're coming out. So, you know, I'm actually happy this one won out. It matches the His Tank team, and actually it matches that new Fire team that's coming out, the Fire His team. So that's going to blend in nicely, and I really like the way this came out. So it's a straight up repaint from the Cobra His Driver right here. And that's fine, because it's an early bird special. You know, it's kind of like that bonus figure, so can't complain here. I really like the color scheme. I like the gray. It looks really good, and again, you get those nice glossy armored bits on the black, and you even get some gunmetal gray, which looks really good. So you get some gunmetal right there at the top, and even on the control panel, so that is really nice. I do like the strip of red paint going down the shin, so that's pretty cool. He comes with the same weapons as the His Driver, just in a red and black deco. And then those same power punching gloves. Now looking at figure number 101 in the line, and it is the Cobra His Gunner. And I'm happy they added a female in this set. Adds more variety to my troops and my troop building. She's got a really good looking head sculpt. I do like the sculpted details on there. And she does share some parts with the Cobra Valkyries. Some, not all. You see these legs, they are new. So she's got the same thigh-high armored boots as the Cobra His Driver, just in a feminine shaped mold. And the same color scheme as the Cobra His Driver as well. So you get your nice red and black color combo. And a control panel as well, in a smaller size to fit around these much thinner arms. She's got the same two weapons as the driver and the tactician, the SMG bayonet here and her sidearm in her holster. But she also has some more accessories, so she has like this drum shotgun, which is really cool looking. And the mag right here, the drum mag, is removable and kind of reminds me of the drum shotgun in Fortnite. That's like my favorite weapon in that game. But I like the shotgun shells being painted on there. That's cool. Then she comes with a shovel and this spiky pickaxe, I guess I want to say. I don't know what a gunner would do with a shovel. Maybe repair some parts in the tank. I don't know. But doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, it's there. But can't complain. I love additional accessories. Then lastly, just like the male figures, she comes with a set of power punching gloves. And unlike the male figures, you can actually have the control panel on with the power punching gloves, because this glove doesn't have that kind of deep rim that will go over the panel and rub against it. So yeah, you're good with this one. I am a little let down with the articulation in the torso area because the double diaphragm joint just doesn't allow her to crunch forward as much. I really wish she had an ab crunch sculpted instead of this upper torso swivel, so she would get more range. And yeah, everything else is good, and I still liked how they added the ankle swivel for the legs. That way it matches the same articulation scheme as the male figure. The last figure in this set is an unnumbered retro style Cobra Commander. Alright, my most wanted figure in this set because Cobra Commander is my favorite character in the G.I. Joe franchise. And he just came out total awesomeness. I freaking love what I'm seeing here. I love his classic look. The helmet came out really good, although the pointy part of the helmet is a little off-centered. You can see it doesn't align with the middle line in the visor. So it's not terrible, but it is noticeable if you keep staring at it. But, you know, if you look at him from the side or in this angle, you really won't notice it. It's just head on. But everything else about this figure is just nice. I do like the metallic paint on the visor. I just wish it was chrome. And then the body work to this is an all new sculpt. It's great. The creases and such in the suit. He's got this black white strap, the belt with some pouches. You get some nice sculpting there in red. And you get the buttons in silver painted on the jacket, even on his collar. You get some diamond studs there. That's really nice looking. You know, silver right around the wrists and the cuffs. You know, some more buttons right there. There's a lot of details in here. And of course, that Cobra logo with the little Mickey Mouse ears. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was a cartoon error this came from, right? I think it was. It's just nice overall. Again, look at the stitching details, the even the red trimming on the pants. You can see some stitching going along down the lines. That is nicely detailed. He's got his sheath for his dagger. Wow, it's just really nice, and I like how it's sculpted all the way down to his feet, and it's even aligned properly. I mean, if you pivot it a certain way, it'll get misaligned, but you know, it's still nice. And he has an ankle swivel. I love that. The thigh strap does wiggle up and down. That I will let you know, but man, top to bottom, I love the sculpt on this guy. And I'm pretty sure we'll get a re-release with the correct Cobra logo on it down the line. You know how Hasbro rolls. And hopefully he'll have his cape, because I love this look with the cape on it. For accessories, besides the closed fist, he does come with 2 trigger hands where he could hold his pistol and his dagger. He's got a backpack piece where you could store his gun, so that'll be serving as his holster. And like I said before, you can store the dagger right here on this sheath. He also comes with a pointing finger. You know he loves to point at people because he's just rude like that. Then he has this I'm gonna take over the world type of hand gesture that holds this awesome looking cobra that's wrapped around this globe, and that is really nice. And articulation is superb with this guy. He's got the double ball peg at the neck, so he has great pivoting, you know, the up and down movement. You know, got the butterfly joints and all that. The bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. He's got great range with a nice ab crunch going forward and back. Ball jointed waist where he can pivot, rock around. And you got the drop down hip mechanics too. He has a great wide stance. He just has it all, man. I love the ankle swivel again. It's just a great figure all around. And now it's time for the main event, as we have the Cobra High Speed Sentry, aka his tank, right here, decked out in all its glory. Yeah, we're getting straight into it. So it's fully decked out. As you can see, it has all the bells and missiles. And this thing just looks incredible. Oh man, so I don't even know where to begin here. Let's start with the measurements. It's about 20 inches across and about 11.5, yeah, 11 and a half inches tall. And this thing is heavy, as it comes out to 6 pounds when I weighed it on the scale. So there's your proof that it's not a hollow piece of junk at all, as it's built solid in and out. You also get stickers that come with it too. It is optional. There's already decals on here, but you know, if you want to further decorate the tank, up to you. I didn't put any of the stickers on mine, but I just want you to see the body of this His tank. Holy crap, this thing is beautiful. Look at the sculpted details on here. Lots of intricate details with sculpt trimmed linings that form straight lines, angles, and other shapes like rectangles, squares, and ovals. Screw bolts, rivets, and such. Paintwork that features numbers, letters, logos, and all. Every pattern you see here on this side of the tank matches the other side. Underneath the tank, you have a little fun hint, so pause it if you want to read it. And you'll also find where the batteries are located, which you'll need 3 AA batteries. You have handlebars next to the ladders on the sides and some guardrails on the back if you want to have your troops hold on to something while they're mounted on the ladders or the trunk apron. The back is also nicely decorated with more paintwork that has diagonal and triangular lines pointing towards a Cobra logo. The front of the tank looks great as well, with the canopy complementing the serpent-shaped head. But let's get into some of the fun features, and there's a lot of them, and one of my favorites is the rubberized rolling treads. This is freaking awesome, and you could just hear the sound, how loud and heavy it is. It has this nice roar to it. I love it. So that does make it feel like a tank. On the bottom, you got this twin disintegrator cannons, as it's labeled on the box, and Cobra insignia on there. I like the tip of the barrel right there. It has this nice gradient glow to it. This not only swivels, but it also has a hinge to point upwards and downwards. And you get more cannons. So here are the double Diablo cannons, some very large cannons. And you get that same purple gradient glow that are on the disintegrator cannons. So this looks very nice, and you get some nice gunmetal paint job. So you can move it up and down. It's really nice. Extra shield right there. It is removable. You get a Cobra logo right there that's painted on. And then you have right here what are called the Disruptor ZX5 blasters. It's pretty cool. You can swivel them too. It's a hard swivel, but you know, however you want to pose it with your gunner and position them however you like. The steering wheel, and it also steers, which is nice. And you can see some of the buttons right there are painted, so that's pretty cool. Then you could just put the gunner inside and have her hands on the steering wheel. Get ready to put her into position like so. And then you can also swivel it, which is nice. You might come to a hard stop like right here, but there's a workaround if you want her to fully turn around, and you could just lift it and just position it like that. Another cool thing is you can pop this out and you can see the engine parts in there. I thought that was pretty neat. You do have ladders on both sides, so you can bring this down if you want one of your troopers to mount on his tank. Missile racks right here, which is nice because you can extend them out like so, rotate them, and you can pop this off completely, and each missile rack is removable. Right here where it connects to in this port, if you don't want them down, you could just close that. I do wish we had missile effect attachments, kind of like the scrap iron anti-armor drone. That would have been really cool. Another thing too, I wish we had blast effects for these big turrets. However, you can plug in the muzzle effects from the Viper 3-pack onto the Gatling gun ports. Lots of play features on the back. You have this hitch you can pull down that'll connect to the upcoming SMS release next year, which will be a beneficial add-on. Then pull down the trunk apron, fold it over nicely on the surface to reveal a ramp that's nicely painted and textured. From here, you'll notice the red interior lights highlighting everything you see inside here, from the seat, which is adjustable to position your seated figure, and a weapons rack across from it to store your Cobra weapons. The rack is also removable by shifting the rack upwards and pulling it out. And here's a clear layout of the weapons rack. I also noticed what seems to be a ridge for something to slide on right next to this seat. This might be something where we can see future add-ons for the His tank. That isn't the only spot I noticed to present such opportunities. There's a big hole underneath the ladder where they can add perhaps something like another blaster of some sort. The canopy has suicide doors highlighted in a nice red color. Once folded outwards, it's easier to lift the canopy door open and you get some great details within the cockpit. Those details carry some nicely texturized sculpt work on the driver's seat and seat belt, along with some nice painted decals on the Cobra logos. It's fairly easy to get the driver planted on the seat. You can pull out the adjustable seat belt and clip it onto the harness. That way he can stay secured in there. The details don't stop there, as you'll see the control panels inside the cockpit. And you even get functional parts like this gear shift and the lever. Pressing the button underneath the tank will activate the light features. You'll get different light features when pressing it multiple times, but the last button will have all the lights on at once. You can see the front headlights and fog lights are nice and bright. The Cobra beacon can project onto a surface. And I really like how the beacon light bounces off the front turret. When clashing with the gradient glow paint, it ignites this look, giving off this illusion as if it's charging up for a powerful blast. It's brilliant. You have the convoy lights in the back. I already showed you the interior lit up in the back. But the interior lighting in the cockpit is where it's at. It's probably my favorite light up feature. Here you have all the screens and radars coming to life, and overall makes the tank feel alive inside. The lights will have a duration of up to 10 minutes according to the manual. And for those who don't want all the extra add-on attachments and just want a classic traditional His tank look, then just pop in the classic side skirts and canopy to capture that vintage appeal. Even when stripped down from its heavy artillery, this look is very clean and will surely please the purists. For a quick comparison, here's the His tank next to some other Cobra vehicles, the Air Chariot and Cobra Coil. And now to wrap things up, my final rating breaks my rating scale at an 11 out of 10. Beyond total awesomeness. Yo, I'm obsessed with this thing. I have not stopped messing around with it since I got it. It's immensely incredible. Its sheer size and weight makes it feel and looks like a tank on display. This thing weighs more than a minimum 5-pound dumbbell. They filled this thing deep with hefty chunks of materials. At first, I thought $300 was too steep, and while I still wished it was cheaper being an army builder vehicle, having it in hand, now I see why it's that price. If you don't believe me, I wish you were here in person so I can have you hold one in hand to understand. Perspective always changes once in hand. I just hope they can make a retail version at a consumer-friendly price without all the bells and whistles, just so people get a chance to get it. Some say downscale the size for a retail version, but no, it wouldn't make sense. It's the perfect size, and honestly, it would cheapen the appeal as it wouldn't look like a tank anymore being out of scale like that. They'll probably make it way lighter, stripping a lot of plastic away. However they do it, I hope it's done because it's Cobra's most iconic vehicle and too important to miss out on. That's why I didn't want to miss out on this. You won't get bored of this. You got an abundance of play options that'll always keep the replay value high. The replay value will continue to be rewarding as we know we're getting post-launch products to add on to this for increased play value like the future SMS and the 788 Fireteam 3-pack for further upgrades. Then some other features I pointed out earlier for add-ons in the review that they can continue to support, so it's an ongoing investment in my eyes. The 4 figures included here are spectacular to make this set add more value. Cobra Commander and the His Gunner include the most accessories out of the figures. The tank feels like it has unlimited options the more you army build, as you can keep making each one look different if you please to do so. From attachments you like to accessorize to the stickers, or if you want to keep it simple and display its classic look, then that's cool too. The choices are there for whenever you want to explore more options. The variety will be there, and I love variety in my army building. This right here is a phenomenal masterpiece of a centerpiece in the classified line, and is now the pride in my G.I. Joe collection. Now I'm kicking it back to you. What do you think of the Cobra His tank if you backed it? Did you get yours yet? We're still waiting on arrival. How many did you back? What should be the next Cobra Haslab vehicle? I'm hoping Cobra Rattler. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another G.I. Joe review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace.